Hi, ladies. It's Marie. I decided to do a Facebook Live today, even though I didn't uh, advertise it. In my effort in my ongoing effort to not be a perfectionist, I am here after a workout. Haven't showered yet. Been working at my desk, and I was just going through the last couple of weeks of the welcome emails and posts that everybody is doing. And it just called upon me to talk about how much pain there is in the crazy busy of our lives and how to get out of it. And, we've all made pain our friend. We've gotten way too used to living with it, way too used to living with disappointments in our own lives, going to bed every night feeling exhausted, saying that there's not enough time in the day to get everything done, beating ourselves up for it. We've gotten used to being stretched so thin that sometimes we feel constant stress, and that stress just weighs us down and burdens us like a boulder on our back. We've gotten so used to beating ourselves up on every little thing, but giving everybody else such grace. And never putting ourselves on the list because we're doing so good at serving everybody else and all the plates up in the air. And we have made pain our friend. We've done one of two things. We're either ignoring it and numbing it out through Facebook, yes, social media, and looking at other people's lives and just not dealing with it. Netflix show holes. I'm currently watching Game of Thrones and trying to catch up, and I can lose hours on end. We also just don't recognize or even feel our feelings anymore. We really, really, really have gotten used to numbing out and just embracing that this is it. This is it. But all of you signed up for this group for a reason. Because you resonated with something about the ad or something I've said, because you understand, I've walked the walk. I've been there. I've been so overwhelmed and so busy. I'm a single mom, and have a full-time job, actually a couple of them right now. And I can still do all of that stuff and not be in the crazy, busy, draining, exhausted, beating myself up, low energy, overwhelmed pain. I'm not in pain anymore. I have my moments where I'm overwhelmed and I use my tools. In that famous Holocaust survivor book, he said that pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. And I just think that that's really powerful because we're going to have pain in our life, but the way that it becomes suffering is either if we own it too much, like using the term crazy busy is literally owning the crazy busy and saying and really removing ourselves from the responsibility of our own life and how we live it. And in a way, we're kind of blaming this outside circumstance of crazy busy that's happened to us in our life, but it's happened because we've allowed it. It's happened because we've allowed it. And suffering happens when we're either owning something and almost making it this proud label out there that we've gotten used to saying, I'm crazy busy, I'm crazy busy. If I only had time, all of the stuff that is an excuse for not dealing with our circumstances. Or we're numbing out and just not even dealing with it. And both are about not dealing with it in coping and rationalizing, or removing ourselves from responsibility to it. And it's become part of our identity, and it's gotten too easy for us. This crazy busy has become an identity. This busy girl who doesn't take any time for herself, who's so exhausted, and in the quiet of the night when she goes to bed is only beating herself up, feeling exhausted, emotional, because she doesn't have anything left to give. And it's a cycle that will continue the rest of your life unless you change it. And that's the bottom line. You have to fundamentally be willing to address the issues in your life and what you're doing and the choices you're making, whether they're conscious or unconscious, to truly change your life and get out of crazy busy and get the life you want. I've said this over and over again. If you had time to listen to my videos, my coach said to me, Marie, you get to have it the way you want it. And I never believed that before. And now I'm pretty damn close to having everything the way I want it. And that was through some really hard work, some having to face some really harsh realities about how the patterns I've gotten into in my life, where I am so good at putting myself last or not at all, how I got so good at beating myself up and requiring so much more of myself than I don't require of anybody in my life, never giving myself celebrations, rewards, credit for anything. So I was never filling up my cup. I filled my cup up, by the way, with other people, with my daughter, with my friends, with my family. In a lot of ways, my team, other people's accomplishments, and never my own gifts and talents and achievements. Because if I had to look at myself, that wasn't right. I looked at everybody else. I served everybody else. And I know you all can relate to this, and it's time for us to change, and it's not easy. And I can give you little tips along the way, and that is my mission in these videos and in the things that I post. But the bottom line is, if you are really, really, really committed to changing your life, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some focused work. And anything that we have not been able to deal with in our life, whether it's weight loss or career or even a relationship or marriage, and you go and get counseling, you need help in those moments where your patterns are so set that you can't find your way out of them, and you need help. And that's why I'm here. And I put together this 8-week program to get out of crazy busy and have a balanced life and the life you want and the life you deserve, and having it all, and you get to define what all is. And it takes you through the steps of breaking down your patterns and rebuilding your life and patterns in a positive way that propels you forward, that starts dreaming again and seeing the possibilities in life instead of the scarcity that we're living in of just wanting just a little bit more. I mean, I've heard women in the group saying that they've lost themselves. They don't know who they are. They don't know how to figure out how to get what they want. I've seen women say in the group that they can't come up with 5 things that bring them joy that isn't about other people. I've been there. When you're in survival mode, when you're crazy busy, you don't ask yourself those questions. You don't have the luxury of asking yourself those questions. I mean, I had a friend when I changed my life say to me, you know, do you have a bucket list? Like, what are you going to do now that you have all this extra time? And I never had the luxury of creating a bucket list. I was so in survival mode. My bucket list was having dinner with friends or taking a vacation. And by the way, the only way I allowed myself to take a vacation is because I got to the point where I absolutely needed one, or felt guilty that, it was spring break and my daughter deserved a vacation. It had nothing to do with me. So I don't live that way anymore, and it's through hard work. And I actually took me like 3.5 years to be this person that I am today. And I created this program that you can do it in 8 weeks. And we're about almost at 2,000 women in this group. And I really want you to message me if any of what I said in this video resonates with you. We're about to start another group, another 8-week course. And if anything, if you're just hurting and you want to get on the phone for a free coaching call, free breakthrough call, messenger me and let's talk, because I really, really, really want to get you out of your pain and start dealing with the issues in your life and start living the life you want. So that was what was on my heart today after I went on my walk. I didn't wait and shower and look beautiful for you guys. I'm here in all my glory of workout. Because I needed to say this to you. So if any of this resonated with you, messenger me and let's get on the phone and talk. Free coaching call. If I can help you, I want to help you. I really do. If this program works for you and is something that you're interested in, great. If not, let's just get on the call and see what's getting in the way of you having what you want in your life, okay? So have a good Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I know that I'm doing a live video, and I see only Stephanie has joined. Hi, Stephanie. Because I never alerted anybody, but I promised that I would only do live videos now. And so I hope you can see this later. And if it resonates with you, messenger me and let's set up a call and talk free and figure this out, okay? Have a good day. Bye.